Hello, it's Greg Watford again, and welcome to this video called What is the Perfect Business? Now, if I was to ask you to sit down with a pen and paper and design your perfect business, what would you say? Oh, doesn't work that way, does it? Maybe in another 10 years I'll be able to hear you. Well, seeing I can't hear you, how about I'll give you my take on what's the perfect business? Because in the last little while I've sat down with a pen and paper and thought, okay, if I really wanted the best business that I could design, what would it actually look like? Okay, so I narrowed it down to half a dozen points, major points, to actually set up a business. Now, my wife Wendy and I have run several businesses through the years, some from home, some remote, and some successful and some not. So I've got a bit of a pretty good overview on what I want in a perfect business. So let's start with the cost. Now, if I had $500,000 to throw at it, so that's a McDonald's franchise. No, I wouldn't want to do that. $250,000, something like a Subway franchise, perhaps, like that, a KFC or whatever. No, don't want that. What about just a shop down the road? 60, 80, 100K plus stock. Don't really want to do that. What I want to do is start a business with low capital, low startup capital. That's my preference. Because therefore the risk is low. That's what it amounts to. So that's number one, cost. Number two, the place. Personally, I want to do it anywhere. The idea of having to leave home and work for set hours in some industrial estate or some shopping centre, from 9 to 6 or whatever it may be, and weekends, I'm thinking, oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that. I'd want to have my business run from home because I've been doing that for the last 15 years. I much prefer to sit at home in something pretty more casual than get dressed up and have to go to some place of work. It also keeps the overheads low by doing it at home as well. Look, the other thing too is I'd like to do it from anywhere, because what happens when I travel, if I've got a shop, no, can't leave the place. And unless I put in a manager and pay them a wage to run the business. So I'd want to run it from anywhere. So you can see where I'm going here. Obviously, we've got a home-based business, and it's anywhere means the internet. So and I love the internet. So that's where I'm heading towards. Okay. Now time, I'd like it to be flexible. As I said, I'm not keen on the idea of having to open a shop up at 9 o'clock in the morning and close it at 6. So yeah, I'd like to be able to work my business in my hours. Whether it be late at night, or on a Sunday or a Saturday, whatever. If I've got an appointment to go to, if I want to go out to lunch, as I did today, as a matter of fact, and it's a Monday. So that's the sort of thing that I'd like to have flexible hours and be in control of my own time. So that's number 3. Number 4 is to do with leverage. All businesses that I've had in the past, I've always had help to build the business, in the help of usually employees or contractors, where I end up paying someone on a performance-based commission, for example. That's okay. I can handle that. Employees, I don't want to get back into employees again. That's another story. There's two sides to a coin with employees. In Australia, the overheads are very high to run employees, besides wages. Okay, so I like the idea of no employees, but I'd like plenty of help. This is the idea of leveraging, and so I like plenty of help. And also with the help, I'd like a business coach, a mentor to be involved. That's not going to cost me anything, or if it does cost me something, it doesn't cost the earth. So so there's the help part of it. The mentors, so that's number 4. Number 5, let's see, the product. Now, with all businesses, you've got to have goods or services. There's only 2 things, goods or services. You either sell something or make something and sell it, or distribute it, or you provide a service. Well, regarding services, I'm not good at accounting services or massage services and the like. So I'd prefer to have a product. Excuse me. I prefer to have a product, and I'm not really fussed on the idea of manufacturing my own product. I know in certain circumstances that's a really good idea, but the idea of manufacturing doesn't really appeal to me, because I've got to outlay the money for the raw material, I've got to get it in and stock it, then I've got to make the product, I've got to stock the product, I've got to handle the sales, and I'll have a garage full of widgets, and I hope they sell. What if they don't? So the idea of manufacturing for me personally is no, there's better ways than doing that. I'd like a product that someone else manufactures, is in high demand. Okay, so therefore there's not going to be a cap. It's not going to basically outsell itself. And I'd like obviously to be worldwide. It's no good having to move a product if it's only good for your city or your state or your country. The world is your oyster nowadays with the internet. So I'd like a worldwide demand, have a high demand, and I'd like someone else to manufacture it, therefore they're going to drop ship it for me. I'm not fussed about the idea about, okay, someone else manufactures it, I've got to order it in, I stock it in my garage, and then I ship it out. That's a bit old school stuff. I like the idea, yep, I'll organise orders if need be. Preferably I'd like the company that's making the product to handle the orders for me as well. So that's just a personal preference regarding the products. But it's important to have a high demand product, which is fine. Now, the last one is the income. The income, I'd like it to be not capped, right? So I'd like the potential for the business to grow and my income to grow with it, right? That would be very good. I'm not keen about the idea of, okay, that I can only sell so many widgets, and therefore my income is going to be determined by how many hours I can put in. There's better ways of doing business than that. And also like the idea of residual income. For a while I was in the finance industry, and with that it's all commission based. And so even today I'm receiving residual incomes from the work that I did many years ago. So I'd like that to be in my perfect business model as well. I like that idea. It's called residual income. So the idea is, you could say, is you do some work and you earn a bit of income. You do a lot more work, you earn a lot more income. You do a lot more work, you earn a lot more income, and then you do some more work, and then you do a lot more income, and then you do a bit more work, and then a lot of income. Get the idea? And almost no work, and you still got lots of income. That's residual income. So while I'm traveling with Wendy, going on a cruise or sitting on a beach somewhere, I know that money is still going into my account. That would be my perfect business. Okay, so that's 6 points, right? I said the cost has got to be low cost. The place you could do it anywhere. The time, I want it on my time. Help, lots of help, because that gives me leverage. Where am I up to? That's number 4. 5 is the products. A product that's in high demand worldwide, which is cool. And number 6 is a really good income. That to me is a perfect business. So what I'm going to do now is pass you over to Robert Kiyosaki. Now, Robert Kiyosaki is of the Rich Dad Poor Dad fame, and I've already done some other videos with Robert Kiyosaki, and but I decided to throw this one in for you as well. This is a really good little video clip, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And I'll come back at the end. So just put your thinking cap on what we've just gone through. What's the perfect business in your eyes? And have a listen to Robert Kiyosaki.
Do you ever feel like you're backpedaling even though you're following the rules? You work long hours, tolerate your boss, you get an annual raise, and you try to save money and budget wherever you can.
Clearly, you're working the known system for financial success, but something is very wrong.
The rules are not working. The system is broken down.
You're barely making ends meet, let alone getting ahead.
And retirement? Forget it. You're living day by day. You want to build financial security and wealth, but it's just not happening.
So where exactly has playing by the rules gotten you?
If you can change your outlook, change some of your values, and change your rules, you'll find there's a whole other set of rules out there that are more conducive for people who want to be rich.
Financial expert, educator, successful investor, and best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki is about to give you the information you need to implement a realistic, achievable plan of building and growing wealth.
Kiyosaki is the New York Times best-selling author of, among other books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
To date, the series has sold 20 million plus copies worldwide. Today, Kiyosaki shares his revolutionary wisdom with you, just as his rich dad shared it with him.
It's information that can take you from working for money to your money working for you.
Information that can set you free.
The story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is really a story of two different fathers with two different sets of values and completely different sets of advice. So I don't mean to insult anybody or, to damage your values, but really that was the difference. For example, my poor dad always said, go to school, get good grades, get a high-paying job, work hard, live below your means, save money, get out of debt, have a good retirement plan. And that was my poor dad's values. My rich dad said, you probably won't get rich doing that way because very few people get rich following that plan.
But you thought saving money made you money.
If you take a look at this 40-year run on the dollar is designed economically to lose money every single year. So why would you save something that loses money every year? And what this means for somebody on retirement plans is that after you retire, the value of your dollar goes down and your cost of living keeps going up. To my rich dad, that was bad advice and made no sense. Again, it was different values.
This goes against everything you've heard.
A very important diagram my rich dad showed me when I was a little boy was a diagram known as a Cashflow Quadrant. And the quadrant is made up of the 4 different people who make up the world of business. So my rich dad said, in the world of business, there's E's. And E's stand for employees. An employee, he says, you can always tell who they are by their core values. And what the employee, whether the president or the janitor of a company, will always say the same words. The words are, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with benefits. That's what makes them an employee, because their core values are security. The other one of the 4 is the S, or the small business owner or the self-employed. And again, their core values will cause them to use the same words, which are, if you want it done right, do it by yourself. S means they're also solo. They're generally one-person act, or they operate by themselves. On the right side of the quadrant are the B's. And what Rich Dad said the B stood for was big business, or like Bill Gates. Forbes defines big business as 500 employees or more. And their words are different. They say, I'm looking for a good system, a good network, and the smartest people I know to help run my business. So they're unlike the S. They don't want to run the company by themselves. They want smart people to run their companies for them. And then the 4th of the quadrant is the I, and I stands for investor. These are people who have money work hard for them. These people are people who have people work hard for them. And these are the people that work hard for the rich here. So early on in my life, it was my poor dad who always said to me, Robert, go to school and get a high-paying job. And so my poor dad's core value was to be an employee. He wanted job security, promotions, a steady paycheck, and all this. And so it was my rich dad who said to me, he says, Robert, if you really want to be rich, learn to build businesses. It made more sense to him to work hard to build a business, something you owned and something you could pass on for generation to generation to your kids. Whereas my poor dad said work hard, but my rich dad said, why would you work hard for something you'll never own and you can get fired from right away? Again, that was the difference in values. So my rich dad suggested I learn how to be a business owner and learn how to be an investor. And that's one of the big differences. On this side of the quadrant, these people here work for security. They work for money also. On this side over here, their key value that they want is they want freedom. They don't want to have to work at a job anymore. They don't want to have to work for the rest of their lives. So the beauty of building a business and learning how to invest is very simply that this is passive income. You work hard for a few years, but possibly for the rest of your life, income keeps flowing to you.
Of all the businesses out there, which type do you choose?
One of the reasons I consider a direct selling business a perfect business is very simply because the company will work with you to get the business skills that make you rich. Always remember that it's not money that makes you rich, it's business skills. And that's why it's a perfect business. They'll take as long as you like to get the skills to make the money. And that's a lifetime skill thing. The other part about it is the low startup costs. You know, where else can you get in for under $500 and get these skills? For people who want to make the shift over to the B quadrant, which is what I would recommend for people, one of the beauties of a network marketing company is that you can do that for a very low price. And that's why I talk to people about considering network marketing. If you're to build a Microsoft, it would take you hundreds of millions of dollars. But a network marketing company allows you to start at a very low rate. They'll be patient with you. They'll take their time to transition over here. And the reason why that time is so important to most people is it takes time to change those values. And the most important thing is once you take the time, let's say it takes 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever time it takes, once you see the value or the core values of this side and this side, you're unstoppable. Today, I would never go back and get a job. Why should I? I'd rather stay on this side, build companies, pay less taxes, and make more money. But the key is a person needs to change the values from my poor dad to the values of my rich dad. And that's one of the beauties of network marketing companies. They allow you the time, and at very low cost, they'll work with you to make that transition over there. The number one asset a person can build is build a business. That is the smartest thing you can do.
You've been told the corporate ladder is the surest route to your success.
Years ago, I decided not to follow the corporate ladder simply because, again, it was values. You know, my poor dad always said, go to school and get a high-paying job with the government or a big corporation. But my rich dad said, why would you work so hard at something you'll never own? You can't sell your job. You can't pass it on to your kids. So to me, it never made any sense. It made more sense to build my own business and hire other people. The other reason is that you really don't have much control if you're in the corporate ladder world. For example, you can get fired at any time, or today we have what's called M&As, or mergers and acquisitions, where another company buys another company. So you could be a great employee, but the company that buys your company just fires you.
Wait a minute. This sounds too good to be true. Like one of those get-rich-quick schemes.
It's not a get-rich-quick formula. You don't just do it overnight. It takes time. I still remember the first time I made that transition was back in 1978 when I fully quit my job and I had to depend upon my company that I was building to support me. So I understand the fear. The beauty, the most important thing to remember is this. There's two kinds of people in the world. There are the types that will say, you'll never make it. And there was I had a lot of people, a lot of friends and family saying that. You're stupid. Don't do it. And the second type were the people that said, go for it. You can do it. Don't worry about it. We'll cover you. So the most important thing is support of friends and family. One of the beauties of a direct selling company is that they provide that personal support to you for as long as it takes you to make the journey from the left side to my rich dad side.
You always thought being self-employed was living the American dream.
One of the challenges of being self-employed is that you're your own boss. You're the solo act. Like in the S quadrant, you're the individual. You do it on your own. Whereas in the B quadrant, you're a team player. You have to depend upon your team and count on your team. So the problem with being an S is that, let's say you're in a traffic accident, there goes your income. And let's say you get older and you haven't set enough money aside to retire on, that means you'll probably have to work for the rest of your life because you don't have anybody else to fall back on, not a team to count on. So one of the problems with the S, although most people say it's the most satisfying of all work, it is a solo act, and you're totally on your own. Personally, I'd rather be a member of a team. They can count on me and I can count on them.
It sounds like a smart move, but change, it's so difficult.
We all know the world has changed, but sometimes the hardest thing to change is ourselves. And being an old guy, I sort of know the older I get, I sometimes get more set in my ways. And I think that's one of the things that a direct selling business offers people, why it's the perfect business. They allow you to take your time to make the mental, emotional, and physical changes required to move from the left side to the rich dad side. I think that's a big thing. It's a very gracious, it's a very elegant way, it's a patient way of supporting you in making the changes of your life. So please remember, change always creates upset, but sometimes we all know we have to make those changes. And if you know it's time for you to make that change, then the perfect business may be a direct selling business for you.
Direct selling. It is quite possibly the perfect business for you.
For more information, contact the person who gave you this video.
Did you get value out of that from Robert? I found that really interesting. One of the funny things about Robert, do you know he's a samurai? I don't know if you know that. You can imagine him all dressed up in a samurai wielding a sword. He actually flew helicopter gunships, those big things with those huge machine guns in the Vietnam War. And after he did that, he got out of the Marines, and he was selling photocopiers for Xerox in Honolulu for many years, and became one of their top salesmen. But what he found some mentors, and they taught him, and that's one of them was his rich dad, of course, and there's another one called Dr. Buckminster Fuller. And so these mentors taught him, and then he started, I think, doing the work that he's basically doing today when he was around about 28 years old, and then continued on. So a very wise man. And all right, so now what he was talking about was direct selling. Now, I don't know whether you know about direct selling. In our part of the world, the term direct selling is hardly used. But the definition of direct selling is when a sale is made anywhere outside a shop. So if a customer is being sold something other than in a normal retail outlet, that's called direct selling. And it comes under the direct selling industry guidelines. So probably find half the products in the world nowadays are sold under direct selling. I don't know, but it seems that way. But for example, door to door, we get people knocking on our door selling us cheap energy, or cable TV, etc. So that's direct selling. Party plan, that sort of thing. Demonstrations in your home. Of course, multi-level marketing has been around since 1959, so that's been around for a long time. Internet marketing now comes under the term direct selling. Affiliate marketing, and affiliate marketing is when you set up a business whereby you refer people. For example, my favorite one I quote is Amazon. So if someone clicks on a banner on your website, goes over to Amazon, buys the book, you get the commission. That's affiliate marketing. And network marketing is when you build a network, when you basically build a sales team, preferably a sales team you don't have to employ, one that's worked on a commission-based arrangement. So when you build a network, what's really good about networks is that's where you get residual income from. Okay, so that's network. So so that's when Roberts talks about direct selling, he's talking about any one of those, and of course he uses the term network marketing. But network marketing sort of becomes a bit generic as well. Could be anything from multi-level marketing to internet marketing, affiliate marketing. It all comes under sort of network marketing, but it's really not. Network marketing is only when you actually form a network, and therefore you get residual income. So let's have a talk about my business and where we led up to this. If you remember rightly, in the beginning of this video, number 5, I think it was number 5, we talked about the product. I don't like the idea of manufacturing a product. I like a product that's in high demand worldwide, and with Karatbars Gold, it's gold. So I love that, because the gold is, you accumulate gold, you don't consume it. It's a product you accumulate, you don't consume, which is a bit of a paradigm shift there. You exchange your paper money into the form of another, well, it's a currency, paper currency, into another form of money, which is gold, which is another topic, and there's been lots of videos already made on that area. Okay, so the product, excellent product, is gold. And the idea of the network fascinates me, and I love it. And this is where Karatbars took ordinary affiliate marketing, just a basic vanilla affiliate marketing, and took the best of that, taken the best of internet marketing, taken the best of multi-level marketing, and put it into this package called the Karatbars Affiliate Marketing Business Compensation Plan. And the bottom line is, you get paid a commission based on the volume of gold that flows through your business. So as Andrew Carnegie said, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. Well, that's network marketing. And that's where I reckon I give my thumbs up to that. Okay. So we've run through the steps of what I regard as the perfect business. Robert has already given us the clue. He's pointed us in the direction of direct sales and network marketing. And when you put that together with Karatbars, with a perfect product, with a magnificent compensation plan, it's, well, 2 thumbs up for that. So look, that's about concludes this video. If you'd like to step out and join Wendy and me in our Karatbars affiliate marketing network, all you've got to do is go and click on the link below this video. Look, do step out. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and we're here to help you. Plus, there are other mentors that we've talked about in some other videos. There's a video called Who's There to Help that you can have a look at, and you can find out who's behind the business. If you were to join it, where would you get the help from? All right. Thank you for watching and staying with me. If you did find value out of this video, please like, comment and share, and I look forward to catching you in another video. Bye for now.